So we're going to start our fifth week here, which is a little bit of trigonometry. And we're going to talk about trigonometry ratios that you know from geometry and some new ones. So what we're going to do is first look at the Pythagorean Theorem. So the Pythagorean Theorem says to find the missing side length, we know that a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And then just a reminder, A and B are the legs of a right triangle and C is a hypotenuse. So for example 1, we have to find the length of the hypotenuse. So first of all, I'm going to call A my shortest side of the triangle, B the middle side of the triangle or the middle leg, and the hypotenuse is C. So what I'm going to do now is write out the Pythagorean theorem and then solve. So moving right there, instead of writing a squared plus b squared equals c squared, I'm going to substitute in my numbers. So I'm going to just put 4 squared plus 9 squared is equal to c squared. Now 4 squared is 16 plus 9 squared is 81. That is equal to c squared. And then once you add 16 plus 81, that's 97, is equal to c squared. Now, to get rid of the squaring, we do the inverse operation, which is square root. So c here would equal the square root of 97. This would be our exact answer, but oftentimes I would need an approximate answer. So if I plug that into my calculator and get the square root of 97, that gives me 9.85 approximately. So I would just put C, and then here, that means is approximately 9.85. So now for example B, same idea, but now we're gonna find the leg. So first thing I do, label the triangle. So the shortest side I'm gonna call A, middle side is B, hypotenuse is C. And then I'm going to just fill in what I do know. So A I don't know, so I have a squared plus 15 squared for B in the Pythagorean theorem equals 17 squared. And then I just simplify those. So 15 squared is 225. So A squared plus 225 equals, then I just plug in, well, what's 17 and then square it, and I get 289. And now I just solve that equation. So I want A by itself, so I'm going to subtract 225 from both sides. So I get A squared is equal to, well, 289 minus 225 gives me 64. And then to get rid of a squared, I take the square root. So a is equal to the square root of 64, which I know in my head is 8. So a is 8.